Hey Gems, I'm Jessica, and I make videos about homeschooling and being a business owner. In this video, I'm going to introduce myself and share my heart for homeschooling, a little bit of how I got started, what the middle looked like, and where we are now. In the videos following this, I'll be sharing my curriculum choices for this year, tips on homeschooling, my biggest homeschooling mistakes, and how I manage operating our video production company from home and homeschooling. And there's so much more I want to share. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so that we can take this journey together. Make sure to hit the bell icon so that you're notified every single time I upload a new video. Also, hit the thumbs up if you get anything out of this video. Ultimately, I started homeschooling because God called me to do it. It's as simple as that. He pulled on my heartstrings for about 2 years when my son was in kindergarten and first grade in public school. But I ignored him. I ignored him a lot. Probably because, like so many of you, I thought there's no way that I can homeschool. I had all of the reasons and excuses. I'm not a teacher. I'm not patient enough. I don't even know where to get started. I already have a full-time job. But really, I was scared. I was scared of the unknown. I was scared to fail. I was scared to be home all the time, especially with my kids. But in 2011, I finally left my full-time job and decided to become a stay-at-home mom, love on my family, and begin our homeschool journey. I was so excited, and truly, I jumped into the adventure with complete joy. At the time, my son Jaden was 8 years old, and he was in second grade. And our son Jude was about a year old or so. It was a big transition for me because I had always worked outside of the home. I was kind of a career woman. And now not only was I a stay-at-home mom, but I was a homeschooling mom also. So I found some used Abeka curriculum that was for sale, and really we just hit the ground running. I had no parent guides, no answer keys. We just read the books and we learned together. And for the years to follow, it was very similar. I clung to my Abeka curriculum. I would find the used curriculum on eBay or through other local used curriculum groups, and just eventually, not only did I realize that the parent guides and the answer keys were very helpful, but also were the lesson plans or the curriculum guides. They were so helpful in becoming organized. I finally got into a routine, we got into a flow, and learned how to do it at home. I learned not to try to make our days mirror a public school schedule, but really to breathe and to take time and to help him learn. I created a schedule that really became more of a routine. When I'd give him time frames for subjects like English starts at 8 and ends at 8:45, and spelling starts at 8:45 and ends at 9:15, we would just get frustrated. We were rushed. And I also had a toddler running around, and so I just ended up kind of getting rid of the strict time frames and letting things flow. We would still get everything done, but I freed my mind from being stuck to the schedule. In 2014, we had our third child, Jocelyn Rome, finally a little girl, and my hands and my heart were so full. Life was busy. I was homeschooling. I had an 11-year-old, a 3-year-old that I was homeschooling, and a brand new baby. I worked part-time at our church, managed our home, and, fill in the blank for everything else. A year later, our oldest son became extremely ill. He was diagnosed with an inflammatory bowel disease called ulcerative colitis. We went through years of medical treatment for his illness, and it was a sad and scary time, but also, it's one of the biggest seasons of faith for me personally and for my family. Our homeschool journey continued through all of that. We continued using Abeka and loved the flexibility that it offered, especially with Jaden being so sick. We really created our own schedule every week. But even with that, we had grace. There were mornings where Jaden couldn't get out of bed, so we didn't do school. There were days where he was able to double up on some lessons and get caught up. And then there were days where we'd start, not finish, days where lessons just went on and on and on, and many days where he took his books to doctor's appointments and hospital stays, and he never gave up and he never complained. I'm so thankful that we were already on our homeschooling journey, and it was confirmation for me that yes, I did hear the voice of God call me to do this, and this is why, because Jaden needed me and he needed to be home. I hope that you're listening to the voice of God as He's calling you to homeschool, to step out, to be brave, to trust Him when you can't see the full picture. So Jaden ended up having surgery, and really the surgery mostly healed him. He's no longer sick and in pain. He's healthy and he's thriving, and it's just one season, one chapter of our life. So after his surgeries, we started his 9th grade school year with the accredited Abeka Academy, and we hit the ground running with the books. We wanted to make up for lost time with our school efforts and give him actual credits and goals to work towards. And he was actually very interested in watching and listening to a teacher that wasn't mom and to be a part of a class through the videos. So we hit some bumps in the road with his surgery recovery and ended up dropping the accreditation. But we were still enrolled in the actual academy and did his schoolwork through those videos. We just didn't abide by their standards and schedules. Dropping the accreditation is always an option. Did you know that? It's a humbling decision, but sometimes you have to do what's right for your family. Use the books you have, tweak it to make it what you need, drop a few things, choose a block schedule, change things up to make it work for you and for your family. It's really the best thing about homeschooling anyway. So we were using Abeka still for my high schooler and also for my son that was in elementary school. That same year, we started Classical Conversations and added that onto Abeka for my younger son, Jude. My daughter eventually started Classical Conversations also. And that's a curriculum that stems from the classical education method, and it's amazing. The information is phenomenal, and my kids learned so much from that style of learning. We also love that we're connected to a local group and we have weekly community days with them. It's amazing. We actually meet classroom style with about 8 kids per class and a tutor/teacher. I love that we get the blend of Abeka and Classical Conversations. You know, we get the straightforward curriculum and also the mix of classical education and meeting once a week. So it's what's working for us right now. That's where we are. It's been my pleasure to introduce myself and share my homeschool story. I can't wait to create more videos and share different layers of my experience with homeschooling and share advice with all of you. Thanks for watching this video. If you got anything useful out of it, go ahead and hit the like button and share it with someone that you think needs this information. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you gems the next time.